excuse my lighting because my actual ring light actually went out. So first what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this down just a little bit, because I want to remember screen by screen what we're doing, but I don't want them saying that I was like trying to play copywritten content. So hi everybody, we've come to Wake It Up on Marriage Boot Camp, hip hop edition. As you can see, I do have it going in the background just in case I need some references, but for the most part I do remember what went on and we will be discussing it. So let's pretty much get to it. And guys, just to let you know, this channel is not yet monetized. I do need my 4,000 hours. So if you want to watch any of these videos twice, 3 times, go feel free to go right on ahead. All right. So hi, Rashida. So let's get into Marriage Boot Camp, Hip Hop Edition, Season 17. First of all, it started with the couples basically coming into the house and introducing themselves, kind of introducing what their problems are on a small scale before they really got into, the big gist of what exactly was going on with them. Now, what I will say though, in regards to the Marriage Boot Camp platform, is that they've really been taking these reality stars and they've really been making a lot of Marriage Boot Camp centered around the reality stars. And I'm not mad at that. Make sure you guys share this video, by the way. I'm not mad at that, okay? I'm not mad at that at all. All I'm saying is sometimes they need to switch it up just a little bit. I mean, just switch it up just a little bit for me so that I can get what I need to get. You understand what I'm saying? So anyways, it started off, we got Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars, Creep Squad. And we all know that's fake. We all know that's not a real relationship. It might be real, but we as viewers who've been watching this mess go down, we know that. And this is half the problem that this girl is facing right now. What's up, Yusuf? What's going on? Actually, we got to say a $3 bill because it's some $2 bills out here. Okay, it's some $2 bills out here. So let's say fake is a $3 bill because that's what a relationship between Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars truly really is. That relationship has got me just like, what is really happening in reality TV that we can't find real couples? I'm talking about real actual couples. There's real couples out here. We're going to get into some Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars tea as this video goes on. We got Gangsta Boo and her dude. I can't remember that white man's name. She's dating a Caucasian man. I'm going to remember his name very shortly. Hopefully, let me see. They're going to introduce us to him. But I'm going to remember it very shortly. Okay, so we're on. This is actually playing episode number 2. I want to go back to episode number 1 because sometimes I forget, like, scene by scene. I'm not doing scene by scene, but I just want to make sure that I have what I need to have together. So anyway, Gangsta Boo is with a white man. Now, Gangsta Boo, I believe, is from 3 6 Mafia. And she's with a Caucasian man. And he seemed like one of those wiggers. Sorry to say it, he seemed like a wigger. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I actually like him. But his kids can't stand Gangsta Boo. Wonder why. Maybe their mom is not my color. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there that could be a thing. We do have an interrelationship taking place on the platform. And so that is what it is. Okay. So anyways, before the episode went down, all of the couples were in quarantine. Okay. They had to, this is a law now in all of these states, especially in California, that you have to quarantine before you're able to meet up in groups, right? So we got Gangsta Boo, her man. We got Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars. We got K. Michelle and the dentist, Dr. Simmons. Okay. And then we have K. Michelle. I'm sorry, we said K. Michelle. And then we have Lyrica and E01, which again, we all know that Lyrica had gone on to date other people after that relationship. Did y'all know that that Lyrica Anderson was talking to Kodak Black, of all people, after she was married and filed for separation from E01? Kodak Black, Kodak Lyrica. Lyrica, stop playing with me. Stop playing. You dating Cole Deezy Bleezy. Right. She was talking to him. And she got on camera and did a live video and admitted it. Look it up. Look it up. She got on camera and did a video admitting that she said she could talk to whoever she want to. Yeah, girl. She said she could talk to whoever she want to. She said that she's not held down to him. Now, mind you, these people are still married. This is a married couple. And I'm going to bring up some of the stuff I had a problem with. So we're getting introduced to them. Everything is all good and they seem cool. Except that, obviously, they're having their issues. K. Michelle is in Fantasy Island. But they want to put all the emphasis on K. Michelle being in Fantasy Island. But really, the person that's on Fantasy Island is Mariah Lynn. I feel like they got that completely wrong. They've messed that up so badly that I don't even know what to do. If anything, Lyrica is far away. I'm sorry, K. Michelle. It's K. Michelle. K. Michelle is on Fantasy Island. K. Michelle is far away from Fantasy Island. And she is in a reality with a grown man that is growner than she is, even though they're both of age. That is what I'm seeing for K. Michelle. It's not about a fantasy. It's about K. Michelle being immature as hell. And then having all of these demands out of this man Caston when he clearly can see that she is not mature enough to be in a relationship with him. Now, what I don't understand about Caston, hold on, what was his name? Let me go forward. What was his name? His name is, I missed it. I missed it again. Wait a minute. Dang it, this thing moving too fast. So, hold on. Gangsta Boo and who? I really forget this man's name, seriously. Show me. It's not showing me. Hold on. Because I'm about to call Hank. I'm about to call this man here Hank, though. We're gonna wait for this. Emmett is his name. Emmett is his name. Thank you, Sheeta. See, my VIPT always ever wonder why they set in place. So if anything, K. Michelle and Mariah Lynn's roles are reversed, are mixed up on the show, and it's irritating me so bad because the role that K. Michelle needs to be in is that of an immature place when her man is much growner than she is. The place that E01 needs to be in is a place of a person who won't take accountability, which he's in, and then also Caston needs to admit that K. Michelle is too childish for him and he don't see her as his children's mother. One thing that I cannot stand right now about the situation that's taking place right now is that K. Michelle is being led on to believe, and she even pointed this out at the end of the first episode. She's being led on to believe that she has a man that loves her the same way that she loves him, that has the same hopes for their relationship that she has. That is so far from the truth. Okay? But the reason being is because K. Michelle, she's degraded him, even during the first episode of the show. She doesn't listen to him, and she has a slick mouth. And sometimes with men, that's a fact, Yusuf. Sometimes with men, though, you have to play yourself up. You have to find your higher self and get in your higher self, especially when you're dealing with certain men. Quite technically, I'm surprised that K. Michelle was even able to pull the doctor, to be honest. To be honest with y'all, I'm surprised that she was able to pull that off, okay? Now, guys, before I go on any further into my dialogue, because we're about to dive in right now, just know that if I don't come live with all 5 episodes tonight, we'll pick up tomorrow. And I'm going to be catching up with all these shows little by little daily. So I will be here every single day doing a review, or 2 or 3, okay? So just make sure you check back to the channel and every channel that's in the description box as well. All right, let's get into it. So the couples, after meeting each other, ended up going to court, okay? And of course, Dr. Lynn Toller was there. And I respect Dr. Lynn Toller so much, but also sometimes I think to myself that Dr. Toller is a little bit too emotionally involved sometimes. She seems like, I want to be proud of you, kind of like a mama type of role versus a judge type of role. You know, well, you doing this. Well, oh, you need to get in there, you know, type of stuff. And that's good for the show, but is it really good for the couples that Dr. Toller Judge Toller is that invested emotionally into other people's relationships. I notice a huge contrast in the way she handles things and the way Dr. Ish handles things. And I notice the way that Dr. Ish handles things is from an objective point of view, and the way that Dr. Toller handles things is from an emotional objective point of view. And sometimes that can make for, not so nice things being said between a couple. She like, you just belittle her, or Lyrica didn't feel, went in down on her, and it was just like, okay, you didn't even ask the woman how she feel. You just came out with a range of emotions for Lyrica. So I don't think necessarily Judge Toller being involved so deeply in the way that she is necessarily a good thing all the time. So getting into this first episode, they did go to court. And she was there on her bench, and y'all know they like to make her seem like she's such a this, which she is such a reputable person, but they have to establish boundaries, which puts her up here as the judge and them down here as the people that's in her courtroom, right? And so with that being said, that is what had taken place. Now, Gangsta Boo and Emmett had come up, and they were talking about what needed to be fixed and worked out between the two of them. And what they were saying needed to be fixed and worked out was the fact that Gangsta Boo didn't feel heard as a black woman. And I thought that was kind of awkward for her to put out there, that it was like, as a black woman, I don't feel heard, because obviously he has two, Caucasian children, and she feels judged by his children. And that's something that's going to come up later on in the show, that she feels 100% judged by his children. Guys, if you're here, say here for me. Say here for me. My numbers are off. If you hear, say here for me, please. Thank you. So Gangsta Boo, and I believe this 100% that she really does feel that way. I believe that she does feel unheard, that she feels effeminated, I'm gonna say. Okay, I see you guys. I feel effeminated, or she feels effeminated. I don't know how to put it. Emasculated, effeminated. Nah, I believe that she feels that way in this relationship with Emmett, because I know that they have some issues with the children, and there are things with his family, like his mom and stuff. And so maybe he doesn't say anything, to his family. And she's asking him, say some stuff to your children. Let your children know that I'm not what they think that I am. And I feel unappreciated in this process with your children. You feel what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's definitely a thing with Gangsta Boo and Emmett. And, he was just saying that there are times where he feel like she doesn't respect his manhood. And he has issues with his manhood because he grew up without a father. Oh my goodness. Y'all know a lot of Caucasian people, they're going to say, well, that's the reason why you with the black woman, because the black woman grew up without a dad and she can handle all them issues and all this stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the man grew up without a father, and then he gets with this woman who's very dominating and domineering and, demanding things of him for him to tell to his family, when clearly he's not dominant like that. He's telling her flat out, I grew up without a dad. So maybe he doesn't want to be that type of dad to his children. And maybe he's not capable of being dominant with his mother's sisters and stuff like that because of that fact. And I think that that's something that Gangsta Boo is definitely missing. And it's actually one of those things that got on my nerves, to be honest. Because I feel like there's a little bit of intelligence that Gangsta Boo is lacking. A little bit of intellect that she's not, and signs that she's not picking up on when it comes to Emmett and his past and his, the way that he presents himself in the future. So with that being said, those are their issues. And they didn't really have any more problems throughout the rest of this first show. They pretty much chose the combat room. And later on in the season, you can see why they chose that room. I think Dr. Ish had to pretty much bring it out of him. But they chose the combat room because they're always arguing. They're constantly in combat. She likes to talk over him and yell over him. And he doesn't stand for it. That's one thing I do respect for him. A lot of the stuff that I see about interracial couples, a lot of the time, the black woman just yelling. And while she has every right to do that, it's like the Caucasian man is not reacting the same way. So the only thing that I would request out of Gangsta Boo is that Either she meets his same energy so that he can stop having to meet her energy, or she learned how to communicate better, right? Because what I noticed was that he lets her, take the lead, and then he just kind of goes off with her and follows her energy. And and I think that he is looking for something dominant to follow, because he admitted that he doesn't do well with these situations, because he doesn't have that father. He didn't have that example. And so that's the only thing that I would request of them. But their room was pretty nice. I would say their room was the third to worst. So they got like the third good room, I would say. It wasn't that bad. I did see that he had called her a effing cunt, like on the wall, and that she said some stuff to him, called him some, just emasculating stuff on the wall. And I don't know why. I don't know why they put that stuff up on the wall for them to see, but I believe in their psychological gameplay. So, honey, I ain't gonna make no complaints about it. All I'm gonna say is, Emmett, I see the little boy in you. I see that little white boy. Mm-hmm. And Emmett, you're scared of Gangsta Boo. You are afraid of Gangsta Boo, and you know it. He is scared of that woman, but he doesn't want to let her have, that, because he wants to feel like the man in the relationship, and he just doesn't. Now, while the other couples were talking, Gangsta Boo actually fell asleep. Baby, you've been quarantined for 14 days. What is you falling asleep for? I'm just trying to figure that out. You've been quarantined, sleep for 14 days. What is there to sleep about? I'm just trying to figure out what you so tired for. I think they be hopping them up on that liquor when they first get in the house, okay? She tell him when to go to bed. Exactly. And I think that's the little boy in him that's unable to say, no, I don't feel like going to bed right now, mommy. Okay? I think that's the little boy in him that is incapable of saying, I'm not doing that. And I see he tries to come out of his little boy shell every now and then. Like I said, he meets her with her energy. But it always takes for her to lead his energy. And again, it just makes me think like, wow, his daddy issues run really, really deep. You know what I'm saying? He's always meeting her energy. I did see, we're going to bring that up later. So during this first episode, she falls asleep. They choose the combat room. And their first episode is really not that bad. Even though they chose the combat room, clearly they were holding back issues. I thought that was funny that she wears those, like, the wigs that she wears and stuff. And, kind of like the way that she dresses. I thought it was, funny, but that's her style, and he goes for it. I think to me, they have a feel like kind of like being hippies, And so with that being said, later on in the season, of course, they get into some stuff. But for this first episode, things were really, really light for Emmett and Gangsta Boo. They really did their best to put on a good face for the camera, and Emmett did his best to uphold his own image. I can say that he tried to uphold his own, like I'm supposed to be treated. And I thought that was good on his behalf. I thought that was something that was very important for us to see from Emmett. And I think he did a good job with that. I would have just liked to see more of why they called themselves the combat couple on the first episode, and I feel like Marriage Boot Camp didn't show us that. We have no idea why they called the combat couple on this first episode. We don't see what they see. We just see that she feels like she's unheard as a black woman, and he feels emasculated as a Caucasian man, or as a man, period. And when she said black woman, he failed to recognize any racial issues that might have come up, and why she said black woman, honey, okay? I said, oh, he wrote right all over that. Those are things that in an interracial relationship, you cannot mow over those type of issues. Those are things that need to be discussed. But I was glad to see that she wasn't like a self-hating black woman who was in there trying to talk properly like this. Just because, she has a Caucasian man. She's 100% being herself. And I admired that about Gangsta Boo. I wasn't mad. I said, go right on ahead. Gangsta Boo, even though she's dating a white man, she's not a self-hating black woman. We got to give her that. We got to give her that all day. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on, the judge called up K. Michelle and Caston. And K. Michelle, That damn K Michelle, she's so childish. Only a woman, only a woman that is living in a bubble. Like, what kind of bubble could she be living in? Honestly, only a woman that is living in a bubble and that doesn't know God. Okay, let's put that out there. You couldn't know God because there's no way in the world that K Michelle thinks that she has her whole life worked out and planned out and it's gonna go that way. So the problem that K Michelle has on this show is that she needs answers, but the way that she's vocalizing it is that she wants her life planned out, you know, step by step, and she wants it to go exactly the way that she's planned it out. That is not realistic by any means. As a matter of fact, I think that might be the most unrealistic thing that I've ever heard about a castmate that they've ever said ever. Now, she says before she gets on this show, or when she was coming into the show, that Judge Lynn Toller is somebody that she really respects because of the position that she holds, you know, not only on the show, but in life. You know, her reputation, the way that she's not messy in the industry and all of that stuff. She comes up there, you know, like, you know, kind of like a woman, you know, yes, ma'am, you know, respecting her. Because when you say yes, ma'am to somebody, right, there's a way that you can say it that makes you seem like a child, like, yes, ma'am. Or you could be like, yes, ma'am. You know, and it still asserts some dominance and some grownishness about you. She came up there to me, and it seemed like she was being, you know, being a grown lady. Yes, ma'am. And you know, almost, because when you say it like that, it's like, I'm prepared to answer your questions as an adult. You know, yes, ma'am. You know what I mean? But then as the judge began to ask her what is it that she wanted, right? She went into this big spiel about this I want a pink llama, I want 2 horses, 2 twins that are little girls, and we've done IVF 3 times, but they all little boys, and I want little girls. I mean, who's just getting rid of their eggs just because they're little boys and you're saying that you want 2 children? It's childish. If you're willing to kill off this man's male children, that's a problem. And not only that, but everything that she was saying, the pink llama, I mean, it threw me way off, just as, you know, a grown woman with children already. It really threw me for a loop to see K Michelle answer those questions like that. And then when the judge asked her, well, what color will the house be? She's expecting her to say, well, we haven't, you know, any grown woman will say, well, we haven't really gone to look at houses yet. You know, right now I have a white house. I'm hoping to maybe change and go the opposite way. Maybe something gray I'm hoping for. But, you know, whatever color the house is, that can always be repainted. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do none of that. K Michelle was like, the house will be black, you know, like smoke gray. She had a answer for what color the house was going to be. This is a metaphoric, virtual, in her head house. Okay? And that just tells me she has a vivid imagination. But listen, a lot of people that do music that are in this industry, they do have vivid imaginations. However, that was very immature of her to answer that like that. And she didn't even understand. It went right over her head of why Judge Toller even asked her that question, to see how deep into her delusion or her immaturity she actually was. She didn't even ask Caston, babe, what color you want the house to be? No, she went straight into, well, the house is going to be this color. Now, when Judge asked Caston what it was that he wanted from the situation, hey, Denitra, when the judge asked Caston what it was he wanted from the situation, Caston basically says that he's looking for them to find understanding. You know what I'm saying? He needs an understanding between them two of what's going on in the relationship, what direction they're moving in, and you know, and what her timeline expectation is for all this stuff. But also include him, and these are not his words, but this is what I heard. Include him on your decision making so he can understand what's going on. It seems like she's making all these decisions and he's confused in the background, like, when did we say we was gonna do that? Who said that? Remember Tamar's? Who said that? That's how Caston looked. That's exactly how Caston looked. He had no clue of what K. Michelle was talking about. Why? Because she lost in the sauce in a world of her own and haven't even included this man. The only thing she's included is his sperm. Okay? She have only included. Oh, that was Portia. Yeah. Portia. Wait. Who said that? Right, right. That was Portia. But my whole thing is the only thing that she's included this doctor in, um, from this doctor, is his sperm. She don't want his brain at all. And on top of that, there were so many times that K. Michelle said on the show, he's a dentist. She was, I'm a K. Michelle. I have 4 top hit records on Billboard. She felt the need to put that on, not just on any chart, on Billboard. Okay, I'm a Billboard. Yeah, that's me. I'm that chick. Okay, and he's a dentist. And it's like, he's a dentist whose sperm you want. You want his special sauces. You could have said, this is my future husband. This is my fiance. He does dentistry. He works in dentistry. This is my fiance. He's one of the best dentists in the world. He's getting ready to blow up. Anything. The way that she did him, it was so uncool. It was just so unright. It was bad, okay? So anyway, they chose their room, and they chose, I think it was called Fantasy Row, Fantasy Island, something with a fantasy in it, right? Which I think that room, honestly, I think that room belonged to Mariah Lynn, if you ask me. I think that room really belonged to Mariah Lynn, if you ask me, to be honest. But they chose the fantasy room, okay? They go to their room, and to me, to be honest, they had the second best room, okay? But in their room, they had posters where it said, "You bitch." And it had, I don't even remember what it said from Caston. I couldn't see him talking to her like that. But I don't remember it being anything too bad. I just know that he was calling her a bitch. Oh, he told her, she was calling him a bitch. And he told her she talks shit for a living, right? So she felt, and maybe that's the reason why she downplayed his dentistry. But even when Rich Dollars asked him, "You said that? You said she talks shit for a living?" She didn't defend herself and say, "No, I sing for a living. I act for a living. I do TV for a living." No, she didn't say, "I'm a reality star for a living." She let him say that. And then on the flip side, she did the tit for tat. And she said, "Okay, and you're a dentist." And what's wrong with being a dentist? Being a dentist, especially in Atlanta, is a very prominent business. He had to go to school for years for that, and I think that part of the reason why he downplays what she does is because she emasculates and downplays his career. That's the only thing that made logical sense to me about why they stuff went the way it was. So as soon as they sit down, K. Michelle wants to talk about why it is that they haven't had babies, and do you see me as your future baby mama? They've been dating for years, over 5 years. You don't know if that man wants to have a baby with you or not yet. Like, what have you been doing? Sitting back and twiddling your thumbs all day or something in this relationship? To me, that was ridiculous. And it was also ridiculous of them not to even have gotten their stuff in the room. They didn't even get comfortable. He said, "Our clothes ain't even in here yet." She just dived right into it. So let's talk about this baby business. Because it seems like the only thing she wants from him is his sperm. Baby, you can get that from anywhere. You want to do, is it that you want him to be with you because you've been messing around with him on and off since high school? You know what I'm saying? These are things that K. Michelle needs to ask herself. But the way she delved into that is for sure turn off, especially for very grown men, especially because he already is not with it, and especially because he clearly doesn't see her fit as a mother for his children. It's my true belief. Look, let me tell you what I think. It's my true belief that Caston doesn't see her as a mother for his children because he sees the way that she didn't mother her first child. I think that based on, and she said this, K. Michelle said with her own mouth that she didn't get to be there like she wanted to be there for her first child. She sacrificed her first child. This was something that Caston brought up in court. He said Oprah didn't have a family. Honey, she's not Oprah. Let's just start there. But secondly, she says with her own mouth that she didn't mother her first child the way that she wanted to mother her child. I don't know what makes her think she's still chasing around reality shows. What makes her think that she's going to be able to mother these twins the same way? You know what I'm saying? She's doing right now. K Michelle has My Body Is Killing Me. She's on Marriage Boot Camp. She's still in the studio. And mind you, I have a video of her in the studio. She in the studio acting a fool, drinking moonshine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't trying to have nobody kids. Stop. And the first thing she's going after is the kids, when it should be the ring. You know, you can say you're affianced to somebody all day, but are you really? Where's the marriage? Okay. Where's the wedding day? I think she should be chasing around a wedding day. She should be chasing around a wedding venue. She should be trying on dresses. We have not seen any of that. She went straight to to sperm. Not the moonshine. Right. She went straight to the sperm, child. I said, okay, Michelle, girl, what is going on? So, anyway, Dr. Ish then walks in the room, okay? As K Michelle is attempting to engage in this conversation with Caston that he doesn't want to have about future children and what it is that he's willing to give to her in their relationship. Dr. Ish walks in and she's crying. What it is that he wants. He says, I think that K Michelle is the type of woman to leave Caston alone. She's refusing to let the relationship be over. And it's over. He's like, I don't really want to be with her, but I'm just hanging on because I don't want to hurt her feelings type of stuff. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And so when he said, I don't really know anymore, I felt like he was being very honest. And K Michelle took that very hard. But quite technically, I'm surprised to see K Michelle as soft as she is in her relationship versus her being so hard with other women and other people's relationship. We all see how she did Mimi and Nico. Oh, yes, honey, I said that. So even though she has this really hard demeanor any other time, she did come across very soft with Caston. And I'm like, oh, she really cares about him. And she really is trying not to mess up the relationship. But the way that she thinks and the way she jumping into these so serious conversations, it's a turnoff. But it ended with, pretty much her crying about, where their relationship is now. And let's just hold off on this conversation for the future. And I think that's why Dr. Ish walked in there. I think because they were watching what the couples were saying. I think he was like, oh, shoot, she about to blow a episode. You know what I'm saying? We could discuss that on a whole different episode. She about to blow it. Let me go cut it off. You know what I'm saying? And it pretty much left off like that. So let's move on to the next couple that was up on the stand. Honey, Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars. Oh my God. So Mariah Lynn got up on the stand. Hold on, where am I at? So Mariah Lynn, hold on. Wait. Mariah Lynn, no, Lyrica and E01 got on the stand. Lyrica and E01. Let's go into Lyrica and E01 first. No, because I'm going to go into Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars first because the episode ended with Lyrica and E01. I want to end it where it ended so I could pick up. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars with a fake relationship come on the show. Oh my God, their relationship is so fake. It just drives me crazy. Like, what are we watching? Okay. First of all, Rich Dollars ran through you on Love and Hip Hop. Not only you, but several other women like on Love and Hip Hop. Mariah Lynn stayed in a relationship with Rich Dollars and saw him being with other women. Okay. Right. Throw that whole story away because nobody believes you. Okay. But Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars say they don't know where they stand at in the relationship. Mind you, on Love and Hip Hop, okay, on Love and Hip Hop, Mariah Lynn said that she had gotten pregnant by Rich Dollars. Mind you, Rich Dollars don't want nothing to do with Mariah Lynn on or off camera. This is just a better choice than Diamond Strawberry, Johnny Blaze, okay, what's her name? Old boy's wife, Anais. Okay, this is just a better choice out of all of them. Don't get it twisted. Okay, Erica Mena, who's married to somebody else, who was married to somebody else. So just mind you, it's not that he wants to be with Mariah Lynn, okay? It's that she's the better look on TV right now out of all of those women that he was reality starring it with. That's all, okay? So, mind you, he's been nutting in this girl. This girl said that she was pregnant by him. Like, Mariah. Mariah Lynn. Not once upon a time too long ago, I was a who. And I'm in it. I won't take it back because I did this shit. Moniece is doing her own show right now. You know she happy as shit. Probably. Probably. So, but one thing about it is, okay, money gotten, money run. I like her music. I just think she just need to slow down and figure out her life first. Mariah Lynn, I do commend her. She's somebody that's taking care of her little sister and her niece because her mama and her sister are on drugs allegedly. Can't stay out of jail allegedly. You know, she's somebody who, you know, she's trying to be in this real relationship with this man who's not trying to be. She's trying, like, you know, I can see her really trying, and it's just not equating out to nothing. It's just everything she tried just stumble and fails, which is sad to me, and it's kind of like painful, but that's what it is. Like everything she does just kind of just never, it never makes it. You know what I'm saying? So she's in court and she's basically saying like Rich doesn't like to claim her in public. And when Rich was asked, do he like to claim her? He was like, hell no. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God. He was like, she was like, are you, they said, I think they said, are you proud to claim Mariah Lynn? Like, are you proud to show her off in public? He was like, hell no. I almost jumped out of my damn skin when he said that. I almost jumped because he kept that shit way too 100, didn't he? I said, Houston, we have a problem. Do we have a problem? Yes, we do. Okay, because at this point in time, I could see that Mariah Lynn was dealing with being degraded. She's dealing with some low self-esteem issues. She's dealing with holding on to some stuff that she shouldn't be holding on to. I mean, it's just really all bad. So she says she doesn't know where they stand. They don't live together. They don't do anything together. Um, other than have, sex. He don't even claim her in public. He says when he's on the stand that he's done some things in Mariah Lynn's face. She doesn't like him talking on social media to other women. Well, guess what? Rich Dollars was recently on Marriage Boot Camp with Erica Mena and letting Erica Mena go off and say she could have threw it at a real dude and all that stuff, talking about him. You know what I'm saying? And Mariah Lynn got upset because of that. She reacted and she like, you should have went on Marriage Boot Camp with her. And she's right. She have every right to be upset at that. Right. College, high school stuff. Exactly. I feel like Rich Dollars is so immature. He started saying that he didn't want to claim her in public, that he's dated women in her face, that he took another woman to somebody's wedding. Who is still dating a man that would take another woman to somebody's wedding and it's on TV? It's on TV. You are in a relationship with me and you have taken another woman to someone's wedding who we mutually know as a mutual friend and had this woman on TV with you. Now, we didn't notice it, but she did. He knew it. They knew it. Like, that's so messed up on a whole different level. Baby, I can't. I cannot. Rich Dollars, the way he even dissed her right there on the stand. I don't know what we want to do. Are we just used to being in a relationship? Or is this something that's going to move forward? He knows doggone well this is not something that's going to move forward. I don't know why he's playing with Mariah Lynn's brain like that, but I feel sorry for her. And I feel like these men like Rich Dollars, like, what makes them feel comfortable to play with people time like that? Like, I really do. Hold on right quick. Very insecure. Sorry about that. I'm gonna edit that part out, hopefully. Anyway, but he gives me very, very immature vibes. Okay, welcome back, Yusuf. He gives me very immature vibes. She gives me very insecure vibes. And that mixture is not even a good mixture to begin with. That's not even an okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not an okay mix to begin with. But see, the thing about Rich is that he plays on women's insecurities. Look at the way that he did Anais. He knew that Anais was on drugs. He knew that Anais, the reason why she was so sexual and all that stuff she was doing was because she had insecurities. She wasn't at home giving it to her husband, clearly. She was out in the streets popping it on the handstand like a strawberry for a bump, allegedly. Okay. And Rich Dollars took advantage of that. He took advantage of the fact that she wasn't doing good in her marriage. He took advantage of the fact that, you know, she wanted to step outside of her marriage. He took advantage of Diamond Strawberry whenever she was heartbroken from Cisco. And he's taking advantage of Mariah Lynn as well. And it's not okay. He's sitting up taking advantage of the fact that this girl have insecurities. So anyway, they have their little issues on the stand. He says a bunch of rude stuff. Yeah, I was with somebody else. I was with this, and I just want to know if this is something I'm trying to get used to, or are we going to do this in public? I mean, are we going to do this for real in the long run? He know he ain't doing it in the long run. You don't even claim her in public. Who doesn't claim somebody they want to be with in public and says hell no when they're asked, are they proud to be with that person? Rich is playing with that girl time like I ain't never seen before. So anyway, they eventually go to choose their rooms. And honestly, I can't remember which room they chose. Let me see. Let me see if I can remember. Let me see. Let me see. It should be coming up very soon on which room they chose. And you know what? I'm gonna put my head right here, y'all. I'm very curious to know. They chose. I know which one it was. The Player Palace. That's what it was. It just hit me because I just thought about those panties that they hung down off of the curtain. Now, let me tell y'all, the Player Palace, worst room, number 4. Number 4, the 4th best room. There are only 4 couples in the house. They had the very worst room. The Player Palace was set up like a hotel room. They thought that Player Palace was going to be some big laid out room. No, it was set up like a hotel joint where you just go to FB words, okay? And let me tell you what Rich said to Mariah Lynn at one point. He said, you're the type of woman that you have sex with in the back of a car. And you know what Mariah Lynn did? She sat there, repeated it, made Rich Dollars say, come on, keep it real. We ain't never had sex in the back of no car. Girl, that's not for you to try to justify to us. That's for you to be like, don't you ever say nothing to me like that ever again in your life. But did she do that? Nope. Nope. No. That's the low self-esteem stuff I'm talking about. All she did was be like, mind you, keep in mind, we ain't never had sex in the back of a car. But girl, the fact that he didn't say you did. And he skipped right over that. But the reason why he made a face, he went like that. Because some stuff goes over Mariah Lynn's head. Maybe she's stupid. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that you should have been offended that he said that's the type of girl you are. He didn't say you had sex in the back of a car, you idiot. He said the type of girl you are is the type of girl that you have sex with in the back of a car. That would have been so offensive to me, y'all. I wouldn't have been able to move out I wouldn't have been able to stay in that relationship past that day. I would have left. This is the type of stuff that's going to be on the wall in front of me. Why are you saying that? Then you're going to make a face and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you telling all these people you going to be, you know, you don't know if we supposed to be together. You got me pregnant and messed over my miscarriage. You don't claim me in public. You bring other women in public with you. You got me up here looking crazy. You said you're not proud to even claim me. Like, and you said, I'm the type of girl that you have sex with in the back of a car, child. Now, like they said, it wasn't nothing player about that palace. Okay? Not one thing was player about that palace. And I think really they played themselves. And I think that that was a lot of what Dr. Ish and the production was trying to do. They know that Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars are not a real relationship, so why would they even give them the biggest room? I was happy when I saw it being set up like a hotel room. Now, she told him, right, Rashida, she told him that he was going to die alone. That was something that she did say on Love and Hip Hop platform. And she said that she don't really, no, that was Lyrica that said that. She said that she's sorry. She said that she pretty much laughed it off. And you can see she laughed a lot of stuff off. Mariah, you need to get in touch with your feelings and your emotions, baby, because this just was not it. This was so bad on this first episode. I was like, oh my God. When I tell y'all my face, who said that? I had to give it one of them. Well, who said that? Girl, not you think that's acceptable and you laughing. All bad. All not good in that hood. But they're both there to make a little money. I think Mariah is there because she genuinely wants to see if her relationship can work with Rich. And I think Rich is there because he needs to make some money and keep himself afloat after Olivia dumped him as a manager. And he no longer works for Bad Boy. So, I feel like, hey, So in moving on, and this is the last couple that we have to talk about in this first episode, Lyrica and E01. Another fake couple, yet real though, who have real issues because they at least have a child together. Lyrica and E01. Oh my goodness, Lord. I tried to get the hardest puff. The hardest puff. It didn't work, but I tried. Lyrica and E01 stressed me out. First of all, Lyrica and the way that she carries herself, like this prissy princess, but all this attitude at the same time, it's annoying. It's not cool. Like, it's very annoying. I get turned off when I think about that couple. Like, I'm being honest, I get very turned off. I get irritated. The way that she's constantly looking at him, like, looking down on him is gross. And then E01, he has this really big ego for no reason. Like, E01, there's nothing about you that is attractive. I don't care that you write music for Chris Brown. You're not on the Billboard yourself. You know what I'm saying? Lyrica pointed out that she wrote music for Beyonce. So then why is your own husband downplaying your own music? Y'all got such this good relationship. Why is your own husband downplaying your own music? Y'all got such this good career relationship, I should say. Why aren't you guys working together in your career relationship? Maybe they are on this show. It ain't going well. That music thing didn't go well. Okay? So they come in with already serious issues. They've both been dating around, except that Lyrica seems to think that when she dates around, it's not the equivalent as when he dates around, because she like leaves him and moves out the house and moves into her little side place. Y'all know Lyrica got a side house, okay, that she moved into, and she often goes and stays with her mom a lot. And she thinks that that's not cheating, when the fact of the matter is, if you are married, mark my words, Lyrica. Where my camera? Lyrica. If you are still married, it's still cheating. Okay? Lyrica. Period. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, don't sit there and say, well, E01 cheated, he cheated. Then you go sleep with somebody and you claim that you didn't cheat. Like, do you not know that we did not know who your baby was? We thought that was Safari's baby. Don't act like you wasn't trying to, do Safari. Because I believe 100% that her and Safari had sex. Absolutely. Why would he not? They were flirting. They clearly were talking. She said in an interview that Safari had another woman. She said, oh, he got another woman who is a Scorpio or whatever. Like, another woman? Well, who's the first one? Who the first? Who the other one? What you talking about, Willis? You understand what I'm saying? So, but Lyrica likes to downplay what she's done in their relationship. Exactly, Yusuf. She knows she took that deep. Period. But she likes to downplay what she did in a relationship because she feels played. And I understand that 100%. K. Michelle said that if she was Lyrica, that she would have cheated too. She would have did the same thing that A1 was doing. And like I said, I don't blame Lyrica for feeling like she needs to step out and do what she needs to do. But at the same time, though, on top of you stepping out, be real with it and be like, yeah, bitch, I stepped out because you stepped out. Like, I don't have to be faithful to no man that's not faithful to me. I don't care if I'm married or not. Vows where? If you going if that's your attitude, say it. Vows where? Okay? Because if that's how you feel, say it, but don't show us how you feel and say something different. I've never stepped it out on my relationship. I was there and I was there faithfully and I was trying to be a good wife to him, and he was doing this and doing that. He wasn't coming home. I believe that. I believe that. Also, though, there's a such thing as divorcing before you go get up under another man. It's not the same for women that it is for men. It's not. I'm sorry that society is that way. It's not the same. You have an innie, he has an outie. Those are totally different things. And a lot of people don't think that makes a big difference. It does. It makes a huge difference. So anyway, they get on the stand and Lyrica talks about not trusting him, okay? And he says that he just wants her to forgive him. I just want her to forgive me, you know what I'm saying? Lyrica, can you forgive him? I can forgive, but I can't forget. Okay. She didn't say that. She said, yeah, I can forgive. He said, but she can't forget. Okay. And there are some things that clearly they need to work on, as far as trust is concerned. But is A1 doing everything that he can do? Is A1 doing everything that he can do to make her be able to trust him? No. However, how in the world does 14 days in quarantine together not do y'all some justice? Like, what changed in the 14 days in the damn quarantine? Nothing. Why? I'm trying to figure out what did not change in that 14 days in that damn quarantine. It's all bad when you can't spend 14 days together and something changed. Now, these two, Lyric and A1, they are very combative with each other. Very, very combative. And I think their relationship is detrimental and scary. I don't think they need to be in a relationship. I think they have a scary relationship. I think they have a scary relationship. I think their relationship is there's some things that they're hiding. Like, for instance, there's a chance that they might even be like domestically violent against each other because their relationship doesn't necessarily seem right to me. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong there. So anyways, they get off the stand, okay? And they're talking about forgiveness. Obviously, Lyrica has her trust issues. They choose their room. I forgot what their room was called. I'm going to remember on the next video. If I don't do it tonight, it'll be tomorrow morning, okay? And so they choose their room. I want to remember what it was called real bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can try to remember. Wait. So they said, okay. I don't think I can remember the name of their room right now. Like, I'm really having issues remembering this last room. But I will say that their room was the best room in the house. Was I hope you die. And then she goes on to say, I didn't mean that. Some things you can't. I mean, I think she went in a little bit too deep with that one, to be honest, but I understand a little bit too deep. He has issues with the fact that she tells her mom every single little thing. Well, if her mom is her best friend, and because at one point you were her best friend, what A1 needs to realize is that this girl went against her mom's wishes and eloped with him because she was that in love with him. She said he was his best friend, and then he cheated on her and broke her trust. What doesn't he understand about she's her? Yeah, she can handle things better, but what doesn't he get about that? Like, it really blows me how he tries to blame her like, oh, well, she wouldn't give me no. Okay, so hold on. So he tried to blame her. Dr. Ish came in to talk to them, and he was asking them, like, why did you step out on the relationship, this and that? He said, because she didn't reassure me, like she wasn't giving me the poo nanny to, when I wanted it, to let me know that that's mine. Honestly, I think he's gay. I don't even think he's straight. I think she have a bigger problem on her hands than she believes. I think this man is on the DL. I don't believe that he's straight, not 1%. This is a man that's wearing nail polish. That do you hear what I'm saying to you? He's has very feminine traits. And the fact that he was willing to just step out so fast on a relationship, I don't know, girl. I don't know. You might need to reevaluate who you chose to be your baby daddy, because it seemed like he got some stuff going on with him that you don't know. And that's the reason why their relationship is amiss. That's the reason why you don't see what you need to see, in this relationship. I don't think that he is what he says he is. I really don't. Anyway, but he goes on to blame her and say she don't give it to him when he wants it, and that's the reason why he steps out on the relationship. She gets upset because she feels like he's blaming her. Also, she's not taking responsibility for her part, that she cheated at all. She's like, well, I wasn't in the house when I was cheating, so he stepped out on the relationship. Y'all both stepped out, and girl, you need to figure out exactly who he's stepping out with, honey baby, okay? Because I think baby got something to hide, if you ask me. Anyway, it ended up with him blowing up. He pretty much said that he didn't want to do the show anymore because Lyrica wasn't taking responsibility for her actions, blah, 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 blah. They went on and on and on. And I understood his frustration. If I was with somebody and we were married and I'm trying to get you to see you did cheat. You cheated because we're a married couple. We both cheated. Let's both admit to our wrongs. And this person won't admit they're wrong. They just want to bash me and tell me how wrong I am for cheating when I still feel cheated on because we're married. Hello, we both cheated. Let's both say we cheated and move on. But you want to hold some shit over his head to act like only he cheated so you could be in the right. And I think it's all image for Lyrica. That's the reason why she, went so far against everybody on the show when she cheated with Safari. You know what I'm saying? You cheated, Lyrica. You're married. You cheated. Okay, period. Not to say you should not have. Not to say you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you did and you won't take responsibility. And I understand why A1 got upset and blew up. You know what I'm saying? And so he was just like, I'm just not doing this no more. This girl is not taking responsibility for her actions. We have a child together. The child was in question because of her cheating. She was talking to other men while we were living together. You know what I'm saying? She act like we didn't see none of that on Love and Hip Hop. You clearly was talking to other men. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Including Rockstar, it was rumors. Like, it was text messages. There were messages that were being shown on top of everything else. So you can't just 100% say he wasn't cheating. Maybe he feels like, emotional stuff is cheating. Maybe he feels like you cheated on me emotionally, and that's the reason why it hurts me. You know what I'm saying? Share maybe because of the damn, the dreadlocks he used to have, child. But I was disappointed in Lyrica to see that she didn't take responsibility for her actions, honestly, to be honest. And as, and I feel like part of it is because her mother is leading her to be a certain way, and her mother has certain expectations for her as her child because of how bougie they are. But Lyrica needs to take some responsibility for real, and it's not all on A1. A1 played a huge part in his relationship in the way that he can be very nonchalant and passive, to her issues, and I believe that that's contributing to her resentment towards him. But she's definitely using that cheating to hold over his head, and I just don't effing think it's okay. And that's what I said, and I said what I said, and I'm sticking to what I said. So anyways, guys, that was episode 1, and I want to know what you guys thought about that. That episode was 42 minutes long, excluding the commercials, and I want to know what you guys thought about all of it. If you were A1, if you were Emmett, if you were Mariah Lynn, if you were Caston, what would your reaction be? I only want to know about them 4. I'll ask about the other 4 on the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting with me. Leave comments, guys, like and subscribe.